Hello, my name is Miss Sasha. I am a teaching artist in the PACE program with the Lafayette Parish school system in Lafayette, Louisiana. Today, we are going to create a sunflower and learn all about the parts of the plant while enjoying a fun and creative activity. I have done this project lots of different ways, from using clay to build seeds to oil crayons, watercolor resist. It's an easy project and it's fun, and you're going to learn a lot about the parts of the plant. So for today, the supplies you're going to need is a piece of white paper or a piece of paper with lines on it, whatever you have available, and an assortment of crayons. We're going to keep this very simple so that everybody can do it, but I'll explain to you different ways where you can add things to it at a later date. So now would be a good time to pause the video, collect your supplies, and when you come back, go ahead and press play. Now that we have all the supplies we need, let's go ahead and get started. Can you tell me what is a fancy word for dirt? If you said soil, you're right. We need soil first in order to be able to grow a plant. So we're going to go ahead and add our soil line. Soil is something that's rich and ready for things to be planted in, whereas dirt might be too sandy or just not the right consistency for a plant to grow in. So soil is our fancy word. Here we go. Towards the bottom of your paper, we're going to add a horizontal line. Not too close to the bottom, not too close to the top, because we want to leave space for all of our plant parts. All right, everybody have that horizontal soil line? Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get your seed. I got mine. Do you have yours? Perfect. Let's go ahead and plant the seed. Do you think we're going to plant the seed in the sky or in our soil? My guess is we're going to put it in the soil. I'm going to do one nice big seed. I can go around a little bit. I'm not going to color it in. I'm going to pick another color to color it in just a minute. So now that we have our seed, what do we need to have in our soil to make it rich for our seed to grow tall and strong in? Well, it would be minerals and nutrients. Minerals and nutrients are important to have in our soil in order for our plant and our seed to grow, to be a big, beautiful, healthy flower or vegetable or fruit or whatever it is that you're growing. So let's go ahead and add some minerals and nutrients to our soil. Since we already have our brown, let's go ahead and add it now. It could be circles, it could be little lines, whatever you want. Here we go. I added brown. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of yellow as well. I can color some of them. I can go around. And at this point, let's go ahead and color in our seed. Good job. All right. Let's go ahead and get orange. Orange. We can color in a little bit more around here. Minerals, nutrients, everything that we need in our soil to be good. Good. What else do we need in our soil? Or what other animals or critters would be beneficial to making our soil mineral and nutrient rich? Well, worms, grubs, snails, any type of little animal that goes into the soil and loosens it up. And it's loosening it up so our roots can start to grow out of the bottom of our seed. So our roots need to grow deep and wide. And the reason why our roots grow deep and wide is so that our plant can stand tall and strong. If our roots just grew straight down, if there was a big wind, then our plant might fall over, depending upon how heavy its flower is. So when we draw our roots, let's draw them deep and wide. And go ahead and get your brown to do that. Here we go. Watch. They kind of go wide and deep into our soil. Okay. And then there's some tiny, tiny little roots that grow off of those big main roots. And those are called hair roots because they're as tiny as a little strand of hair. So you can go ahead and add some tiny little roots that come off of your big, strong root. What's the job of the root? What's the root's job? I'll give you a minute to think about it. That's right. It is to suck up all the rain and the minerals and the nutrients and the food that's in the soil. So they're kind of like little straws, and they're always busy and active trying to make their seed strong and ready to do its next little job. Seeds are pretty busy. They're always working hard. So those roots help, one, to hold it up, because they're deep and wide, and they're also as little straws where they're sucking up and soaking up all the minerals and the nutrients and the water. So after we have everything in our soil that we need and our seed is strong and healthy, something starts to come out of the top of the seed. What do you think that is? I'll give you a second to think about it. It actually is called several different things depending upon your class. So, one is called a shoot, the other is called a sprout, and the other one is called a seedling. So all three of those words are correct if your plant is ready to shoot. I always think of it as a shoot because it's like shooting out of the earth, making its little appearance. At that point is when we know that our plant is really healthy, right? So you can go up and around. It goes up and out of the soil. You see it's popping through the soil. It's shooting on out. So it's a shoot, a sprout, or a seedling. You can go ahead and color that in. I'm using green. While we have green, we can go ahead and add some zigzag grass. There. I'll give you a little minute to do that. While you're adding the grass, start to think about the next thing that, the next job that your plant has to do. What's going to happen next to our plant? What's going to start growing? It can't already be the flower because it would just be right above the grass. So what could it be next? Remember that the shoot, the sprout, or the seedling is starting to suck up the minerals and the nutrients and the water from those roots. So from the roots to the seeds to the shoot, the sprout, the seedling, and something starts to pop out the top. I'll give you a hint. Look at this big sunflower. What is this? What part of the flower is this? Well, if you guessed the stem, you are right. So let's go ahead and make a polka dot in the middle of our white paper, from the earth down to the top, right here in the middle, right there. Our stem is going to head up towards that little dot. Watch. I'm going to make a nice dark green line there, and that's awfully skinny. Right? I don't think it would be able to hold up a big sunflower if it's that skinny. So let's go ahead and make it a little bit thicker. Watch. There we go. Perfect. We don't have to color it in. We can color it in. If you have a different color green, let's see if I do. If you have a lighter green, that'll work. Or if you don't, then you can just go ahead and color it in with what you have. That way we can still see it. Right? So maybe a light green and a dark green, or even a yellow would be fine. Here we go. Look, I have these two. Let's see. All right. So our stem's job is to continue soaking up all the minerals, the nutrients, and the water. It's just like a bigger straw. So whereas the roots were tiny straws, the stem is a really big straw. So it has an even bigger job to do. It's getting ready for something else to happen. What do you think the next thing that's going to happen to our sunflower? Anybody have any ideas? I'll give you another hint. What is this? Look at this. This is a leaf. Look at those sunflower leaves. They're huge. Look. Get your dark green, and we're going to make some leaves. So the leaves kind of pop out the side of the stem, and the leaves have a really big job too. So the leaves, when they get out to the side of the plant, they soak up the sun and more water. They're like little solar panels because they get nice and wide. They're not stuck down to the side of the plant any longer. They are as wide as they can be. And another thing is that they're there for balance, right? Just like the roots. The roots are there to balance the plant. Well, the leaves are too. So if you had 10 leaves on one side of your stem and only one on the other, your plant might lean to the side and maybe eventually even fall over. So its job is to keep it balanced, right? So let's go ahead and draw some leaves. You can draw your leaves however you want. I'm going to draw mine very big so I can have something to color in. So watch. Mine are going to shoot out this way and out this way and back to the plant, right? So what are these lines in the leaves called? See these lines? They have a special name. I'll give you a hint. We as humans have these lines too. We have them in our arms right here, and they have a special job in our body, right? So what do you think these are called? These lines are called veins. And in our body, our veins' job is to pump minerals and nutrients and blood, right, all through our body. And our blood gets pumped by all of these veins over to our heart. So our heart's almost like the seeds, and our veins are like the roots in the stem, right? So the plant's job for their veins is to pump the water and the minerals and the nutrients through the plant's body into the stem and make it strong for its big appearance, which is at the end, right? So we're going to go ahead and add some veins as well. Look, they go down the center of the leaf. If you have little leaves, then they go down the center of a little leaf. All of that's fun. Let's go ahead and add the vein. If you only have one color green, then draw your veins and your leaves really dark. And then I'll show you how to come back and use your green very lightly. Watch. See, I colored dark green and light green so you can still see, right? Watch. If you color too dark, you can always go back and add it a little bit darker. The other option is to come back with, say, a blue and add some veins with the blue. That way you can always see them, right? Because they have a really important job to do, right? So remember that you can always stop your video if I'm going too fast. Put it on pause and come back whenever you're all caught up and continue on. So now that we have our leaves and our veins and our stem and our sprout, our shoot, our seedling, our seed, our roots, minerals, nutrients, then something beautiful starts to happen at the top of our plant, which is, I'll give you a hint. Look, a big beautiful sunflower, right? So the center of the sunflower is really where the sunflower seeds are. So if you've ever driven through Kansas during, I guess, sunflower season there, their fields are full of beautiful big sunflowers. And they turn with the sun. So the face of the flower, which is this, will look for the sun. So it will constantly be turning. They're all like little soldiers turning to look at the sun. It's really, really beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and do the center. As you can see, I have lots of different centers all around here. So we'll go ahead and add our center. Let's just start with green since we have it. We'll do a little middle part right there, right? And then you can get any other color you want. I'll do orange. Around my orange, let's do a zigzag. Watch. You can color it in if you'd like. See? Perfect. None of these centers are the same, right? So let's go ahead and keep adding. Let's do a brown circle around it, look. that. Or you can pick any color. You can do red while I'm doing brown, and that is okay. You can use your imagination too. It doesn't have to be just colors of a sunflower. We're just having fun learning about the parts of the plant. This center area is where the seeds are found. So we are moving on. Our plant is growing. It's big, it's strong, it's beautiful. Let's do another color. I'll do green again. Maybe I'll do little green dots in between here. And maybe I'll go around with this again. Perfect. How about red? Do you have red? Let me check in my box. This is red. Look, little red. Maybe I will do dots this time around. Look. Perfect. What did you do? You could do dashes, you can do curves, you can do zigzags, you can do whatever you feel like doing. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and add one more circle of orange around here. This is a light orange, very light orange. In fact, you guys can't see it so well. I'll make it darker. Look. See? And perfect. I'm going to use yellow to kind of color it in now, since it's the center of the sunflower. How's that? Perfect. So what do you think the next thing that's going to happen to our flower? Look, we need these big petals. Let's get orange. You can get orange or red or brown or all three. Let's see, orange and red. Okay, so we're going to make some nice big petals now. They don't have to look exactly like the sunflower, but we'll get close. I'll use orange. Maybe up here at the top, I'll do a big curved line like that. Leave a little space. Look how nice and big. So if you're doing your petals this big, you can go ahead and extend them a little bit, and we'll just use that as part of the decoration in the inside of our flower's petals. Watch. Oop, this one goes behind the leaf, and that is completely fine. You can even put a few little lines inside of each one. If you've already had that, you can add that to each petal. Look, I'll give you a little minute to catch up. You see how these sunflower leaves, they kind of overlap? You can also do that for yours before we color them all in. I'll give you a little second to catch up. There's no right or wrong way to do these petals on your sunflower. There's so many different species of sunflowers. Some sunflowers are very short and tiny, and some of them are huge, bigger than this. Bigger than this. So it just depends on the species of sunflowers. You know, there's all different types, styles, sizes, shapes, and there's all different types of colors of sunflowers too. They come in reds, oranges, yellows, browns. Really, any warm color you can think of is the colors of a sunflower. Are we all caught up? Cool. When you're done with that, you can get yellow, and you can color in your petals. How's that? If you wanted to do that overlapping on the petals, like I have on my large sunflower, you can just go ahead and add some to the background. What? In between each one, you can just add another layer of sunflower petals. You can put the little line if they're in the back, you can even add a little bit of shadowing or shading to show that it's behind by adding a little bit of orange at the bottom. You can add a little orange at the tips. Whoops, I did it on the yellow one. I'll do it on all of them. How's it coming? Good job. I'll go ahead and color in the overlapping petals. How's that? It's looking like a big, beautiful sunflower, isn't it? Perfect. I'll give you a little bit of time to finish filling that in. So how could we make it look like there's wind in the sky? Because you can't really see wind, right? You can feel wind. You can see maybe leaves flying across the ground, or maybe if you have an umbrella, maybe your umbrella goes inside out because it's too windy. It can blow your hair in the wind or your coat, right? It can maybe push your door open with the heavy wind. So in order for us to draw wind, I thought that the color maybe blue or purple in the background might be nice. And you do kind of spirals, and that to me makes it appear that there is wind in the sky. So watch. Spiral, look. Right? It makes it look windy. The other thing we can add to our sunflower is maybe some little ladybugs. Let's add ladybugs. So we need red and black for ladybugs. So watch. I'll do this little ladybug. He's like the letter D, only he's backwards. And look, you can color him in. He's crawling up the stem. Maybe this ladybug is sitting on a petal. We'll add the other parts in a minute. Look. Maybe this ladybug is crawling up the side of the paper. So I have 3 little ladybug bodies. And we'll go ahead and add his head and his little antennas. So watch. Here we go. Watch. A little circle for a head. A little circle for a head. A little circle for a head. And his antennas. You can do them like this. You can do them like this. Or maybe like this. There's all different kinds of wood. And so how many legs does an insect have? If you guessed 8, that would be for a spider. And ladybugs are insects, and insects have 6 legs. So we can go ahead and add 6 legs to each ladybug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the cutest part of a ladybug is the ladybug's little spots. You can add as many spots or as little amount of spots as you would like. Watch. How's that? How many ladybugs do you have? I have 3. So the only other thing that you might want to do on your picture is you can color in the sky with blue if you'd like. So I just took a blue crayon and I pinched it with my fingers and I kind of just rubbed blue on the background very lightly. Or you could color it in if you'd like. Or if you have paint, you could paint it in. As you can see, this sunflower has petals that stick off. And that's also an option. If you have yellow construction paper, you can cut your petals and then glue them next to the center of your flower. You could also cut out green leaves and glue them on. Also, you can add in maybe some green grass. Let's see. I had like some little triangles of green construction paper. You could build up the seed maybe with a little bit of clay. So there's always ways that you can add to an art project by using glue, scissors, construction paper, clay, all kinds of things that you can find around the house. I've even used some cardboard boxes from, like, say, cereal or Nutri-Grain bars or whatever you can get your hands on to add more depth and ideas to your project. So thank you so much for creating a sunflower with me today. I hope that you had fun, and I hope that you have learned about all the parts of the plant. Thank you. We will be posting a new lesson every day at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time for kindergarten, first, and second grade, each tied to an academic curriculum. Some lessons will be in visual arts and some lessons will be in movement. So be sure to come back and make art with us tomorrow. If you're interested in supporting programs like this, you can donate to the Acadiana Center for the Arts, the nonprofit who manages the PACE program. Use the link in the description. Help keep our teaching artists working. Share our videos and keep making art.